at 6, the crowded race for Portland's new mayor. Hear from top 5 candidates vying for your vote on Election Day.
PDX is doing something innovative, using facial recognition technology at TSA gates so that passengers no longer have to bring boarding passes with them. We'll break down how it works.
Also this morning, local volunteers looking to get this van up and running again. A van that helps supplies and care, getting those things to people living on Portland streets. How you can help with the project coming up.
And a dramatic rescue caught on camera. A man nearly run over by a train in Seattle. The quick reaction from police.
6 o'clock hour here on the Sunrise Show. Wednesday morning, we are 1 week away, mind you, from the release.
The release
of the Rod Hill Winter Outlook.
Yes.
So make sure to tune in 1 week from today.
Which reminds me, I got to finish that bad boy. All right. Yep. We have a wet start to our day. Here's Doppler radar on our Wednesday morning. This is the main front coming in that we'll get today. So you can see it's mostly steady rain from the Cascade or the Coast Range, pardon me, now into downtown Portland. This is all moving off to the east and could be upwards of about 2 hours or close to it of fairly steady rain. So this is getting into the main commute hours before it gets out of here. It's all wet for folks coming in the Sunset Highway 26 in the downtown right now. Temperature with now rain reported 58 degrees. This is the steady part of our day, rain-wise, maybe 2 hours of it. The rest of the day will be scattered showers. Noontime temperature 60. Some breaks later today will fuel heavier showers and about 62. Nothing stormy out there, Chris, just some good old-fashioned rain moving in.
And of course, with the green on the map and the green on the radar map indicating that, as we get wet out there, I expect the traffic map to start showing some yellow, meaning some slowing. Right there you go. I-5 southbound starting to slow just a little bit near the Interstate Bridge. You can see the road spray coming off the cars up there near the Expo Center. Interstate 84, the Banfield, obviously a little bit of puddling out there and some vapor trails as well. I do want to remind folks that northbound 405, the Fremont Bridge, has reopened after that closure last night. Again, that's part of the annual bridge inspection. Starting tonight, they will be doing southbound lane closures. That's on the upper deck, 405 southbound. Those lane closures kick in at 9 p.m. and they will be doing those. ODOT will be doing those into the upcoming weekend. Drew, China?
All right, good to know about that coming up tonight, Chris. Let's talk about last night now. The 5 leading candidates for Portland mayor squared off in a debate right here in our KGW studios.
Ashley Graham joins us now. And Ashley, they touch on everything from leadership to public safety, taxes, and our homeless crisis.
Drew, China, good morning. We're less than 3 weeks away from the election. That homeless crisis top of mind for many Portland voters. Our moderators asked the candidates what grade they would give the city's homeless response over the past couple of years. Here's what each of them said. Mingus Mapps giving the highest grade with a C+. Keith Wilson the lowest, calling the city's response a complete failure. Now take a look at how each candidate answered these questions about the threat of jail time for those who are unsheltered and whether or not the city should hand out tents and tarps.
Raise your hand if you believe the threat of jail time or time in jail is necessary as one strategy to compel some unsheltered people to accept shelter and seek services. Necessary as one strategy. That's everybody except Ms. Ostis. Raise your hand if you believe the city or county should hand out or provide funding to groups that hand out tents or tarps. Anyone? And if you believe the city of Portland should continue to fund the Multnomah County Joint Office of Homeless Services, should continue to fund. It's everybody except Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Mapps.
Candidates also had the chance to share their vision for Portland Street Response, the city's first response system for mental and behavioral crises.
We need the right responders in the right roles. And what that means is Portland Street Response, which is a very innovative approach, should be fully funded, and it should have stability, not just in financial stability, but also political stability, so that it can actually fulfill the ideal of the model.
They can't transport, they can't go inside of a building, so the cops sometimes are loath to call them because they wouldn't necessarily be helpful in many scenarios. So I would love to work with the police force and PSR to find how can we increase the utility to really relieve some of the burden on our police force, and absolutely fully staffed. Too
often our PSR folks show up and are only able to offer someone a a bottle of water or a granola bar. My goal is when they go out to interact with our PSR clients, we're able to do a warm handoff to services which exist at the county. That kind of coordination, frankly, has been missing from the city.
It's done a good job of alleviating the front end of it, but it's not necessarily leading to systemic change that I think a lot of folks hope for. I do think that it needs to be more tightly tied to the county. I think at some point we should discuss whether it's better run in the joint office or Multnomah County, in part because they have such strong behavioral health focus.
We need to supercharge this, fully fund it, and then utilize it to replace firefighter callouts and police callouts to care for our community members and to help those hundreds of individuals who are going to die every year because we don't have a sobering center way to address the addiction crisis on our street.
All right, jumping in here, Ashley, Portland Police Chief Bob Day says that Portland does not have enough police officers, saying the city needs just over 1,000 sworn officers to keep in line with other cities like our size. So what did the candidates have to say about that?
Well, China, the candidates all seem to agree that the Portland Police Bureau should at least be fully staffed. It currently is not. The Bureau has about 800 officers and funding allows for over 880. Of course, each of the candidates going into more detail about their perspective on that issue. So if you missed it, it's on our YouTube page or you can stream it again on your schedule. Just download the KGW Plus app. Drew?
All right, Ashley, thank you for that. Big night here last night. Election day, of course, now less than 3 weeks away. So with all that in mind, in Georgia, a judge just blocked a rule that would have required counties there to hand count election ballots. Georgia's election board had approved this new rule last month, and it was supposed to take effect next Tuesday. But the judge argued that this change was just too close to the upcoming election. So Georgia officials say more than 300,000 people voted in person there yesterday during what was the first day of early voting.
In Washington, the search is on for a Navy fighter jet that crashed east of Mount Rainier. 2 crew members were on board. They have not been found. The fighter jet took off from Naval Air Station Whidbey Island for a training flight. It went down around 3:30 yesterday afternoon in the area east of Mount Rainier. The Navy has sent out multiple search teams, including air support, to locate the crew and crash site.
Hey, get ready to pull it.
That is the heart-stopping moment. A Seattle police officer saved a man from being run over by a train. This happened last week as officers talked with a man who is in the midst of a mental health crisis. The man slipped and fell 25 feet onto the rocks and rails below. Officers raced to help the man, pulling him away from the tracks before the train plowed through. The man suffered multiple fractures but is expected to recover.
The Community Foundation of Southwest Washington just received a $1.9 million grant to expand their services. This organization helps deploy and allocate resources throughout Southwest Washington, and it says it plans to re-grant this money to Clark County nonprofits.
A local mutual aid group is looking for donations to help them fix up a van for homeless outreach. Every week, the group Common Fire PDX brings supplies and hot food to unhoused people. They hope an outreach van will help them get more supplies to the people that need it most.
And we'd also love to be able to offer more things like wound care. So, depending on weather, people can hop in the van, sit on a bench, get some wound care. We've got retired nurses, trained paramedics, nursing students within our mutual aid group.
The GoFundMe page we have here, it's about to be. So organizers say that the money will go towards fixing the van and getting it insured. They do have a GoFundMe page. We can't show you right now, but any leftover money will go towards supplies like tents, socks, and toiletries.
All right, let's talk about the 12th annual Portland Film Festival because it kicks off today. And this year, the festival is showing all of its films at McMinimans Kennedy School in Northeast Portland, as well as online. So it starts today. It runs through Sunday. You can find more information about screening times and ticket prices at portlandfilm.org. Can I ask you this, Rod Hill?
Yes, go ahead.
If you and I were to be locked in a room together, and we could only watch one movie together, what movie would you suggest that you and I watch?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a depressing one.
What? No, it's a great movie.
It's arguably the best voiceover role that Morgan Freeman has in that movie. He's in it as well, but he does so much voiceover narration. Fantastic.
China says it's depressing, but only for parts of the movie. It becomes the most uplifting movie by the end.
The mouse scene? Don't even get me started.
Well, I mean, are we going to spend 24 hours today? 24 hours together? Then we'll do all the Rockies, right?
I was going to suggest the original Rocky for you and I.
Yeah, okay.
Does that meet your approval, China?
Never seen it. Sure.
Oh, my gosh. Rod, I'm sick. Just continue with weather.
How can you not see Rocky? It's a great story about a true boxer, right? Here's a look at steady rain moving into downtown Portland, up through Clark County and Longview. It's already breaking up at the coast. So this potentially is fairly steady rain all the way up until about 8 o'clock this morning for us. Moving west to east, nothing stormy, just rain, but it's widespread. So you would assume it's going to slow down the traffic somewhat. Now, here we are 8 o'clock. That rain is moving off. This is Futurecast. The rest of the day is all scattered precipitation, and there will be some pretty good sun breaks. So it's possible that where you are this afternoon, you have a lot of dry time. I'm really watching the number of heavy showers that could have hail and thunder that really catch your attention to pick up somewhere around 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. And then that is a really active heavy shower / potential stormy pattern through tomorrow morning. All right, here are the temperatures right now with the steady raindrops falling through again, maybe 8 o'clock. We have light winds, raindrops, 57 in Salem. This is a day where there will be rain at times sweeping across all of our states. So kind of even weather. Snow, notice Timberline 36. Snow level today down to about 5,000 feet. So they may not see sticking snow up there today, but they'll see some snow showers in the air. KGW weather impact alert for the active weather we talked about. Your weekend real quick. Saturday's dry, Sunday's not. We'll be back in a moment.